Forgot
The
to
streaming
post
thing.
it. Got to post
I
it
feel
on
like my light is
social
brighter than normal.
media.
I know you already started, but I
You
think
say light bright?
I think it's too bright.
Light bright?
Face is too bright. Get shit
Yeah.
on.
Coming through
The
very
future's so
clearly here.
bright. I gotta wear shades.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. Is that okay?
And it
I
isn't
thought
because
the-
it ends up dropping your frame rate completely, so you look more like a slideshow from time to time, or like stop motion.
Okay, so you do need. I need to have the light on.
Yeah, you're fine.
No, I don't want to be stop motion.
Don't you have a lamp in there?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, well, a lamp would not provide as much light, and you know.
That's true.
The
No,
lamp
no,
was on.
you're coming across fine.
Besides, people love the Army of Darkness thing,
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, come on, show the stuff.
and the figure's right above it.
Come on, Terry, show the goods.
Yeah. If I don't get to see them,
Choice.
gosh. Oh wow! So wait, so 8 feet? No,
And
yeah.
the Halo poster is being held up by an angel Christmas wreath
Yep.
holder.
Yep.
I thought that was
Doing it right. Just, continuing the merge between Halo and Christmas that we've shared. One year, our Christmas tree topper was my Master Chief helmet.
Yeah. That was
I'm-
the good one.
I made a derpy TARDIS once. I took some styrofoam and painted it up, but I had measured it wrong, and so it was kind of leaning in a little bit and whatnot. But I made sure that one of the Christmas lights went all the way up to the top of the tree, and I put that in there and it had a little hole, so it had the little light on there. So that was the derpy TARDIS Christmas tree holder.
Nice.
That's cool.
You could always make it look like the TARDIS crashed into the tree.
Oh, it unintentionally. That is exactly
You
what
know,
it looked like.
When your gingerbread house gets all messed up, you just add a dinosaur.
Exactly. I like it. All right, ladies and
How
gentlemen.
y'all been? You been good? Yeah, want to do a show?
Eh,
It was supposed to be good.
I'm good.
Yeah,
It's
we're
9
here. Might as
o'clock.
well.
All right.
Have we ever started at 9 o'clock?
No,
though?
it's weird.
Like 3 or 4 times,
Push the button.
maybe.
What button?
Ow.
You don't push a button. There's an intro.
Oh, okay, we'll do that.
Here's Billy's intro. It's GRD SWeekly.
Oh, it's 9:01.
Oh well. Now we got to wait till 9:15. Jesus.
Well, yeah, we're late. We might as well just be really late.
Fair enough.
Do it.
That markdown candy sure was good. It's GRD Weekly. That's right.
Huh, that explains what I've been going through. We'll talk about that later.
Boys and girls, all the ships at sea, and what so forth and whatnot. Welcome to GeekRadioDaily.com. It's GRD Weekly, episode number
306?
Higher,
109? No.
lower.
309?
You'd been doing so good. You had it like
359?
what did you say?
Not yet.
No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, they'll figure that out. In the meantime, I'll tell you things like who all's going to be here this fine evening. Look, it's the lady who will just simply tell it like it is, that there's the Flintsters.
Well, if you had any decency, you would have said that we've had a sudden death in the family. And then kill yourself.
It's just had to be done. The woman who points out what the other folks miss, it's Carol the cat.
Why are you two just like religious fanatics?
We're pilgrims?
Potato, potato.
The man who never forgets those famous words from his father.
Why must you ruin everything?
And me, of course, I'm the guy that's always trying new things. I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn.
Delicious.
And it was. What happened there, yo?
Oh, Rich, we got to notice that you're 2 times as loud as everybody else.
Yep,
Wow.
I see it.
How
I
did
see
you do
it.
that?
It's just like in real life.
Oh, I think I know why. Let me guess. Let me know if that helps.
Okay, yeah,
What did you do?
because from where we are, he sounds normal.
Hmm
Yeah.
It's probably because I'm doubled up.
Okay.
That would be your crime villain name, the Doubler.
He'd
Twice
be
as
fancy.
loud.
The double.
Double your evil, double my treasure. Let me know if that's better, Grace.
Usually the only thing it takes to double your volume is to hand you a microphone.
No,
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Okay then. What happened?
Oh,
who's going first? Go
wait,
Jake.
did you mean like what you've been doing Geeky Speak this week?
I think I said that the first time. So
We don't know what to say if you don't add us directly to the script. Okay, it's very confusing.
Is it my turn? Do I go first?
Yes, you always go first, Terry.
you established that a long time ago. Okay. Center.
Post.
You
Go in
break me up
order.
like we do post.
Okay. We finished Only Murders in the Building. We were part of the way through season 3 last show, and so we knocked that out, and that was just plain great and just gold. And I hope they do more. I don't know if they will. I mean, how many people really could die in that apartment complex? But
That's
yeah, Flynn,
why
what did you think of Only
That's
Murders?
why season 4 is going to have to blow all of our minds and have them go to a completely different city. Maybe they'll go on vacation and maybe they'll go on vacation or something, and there'll be murder at the Sandals or something.
Well, it's going to have to be the same building. We know that it's going to have that. That's part of
the building on vacation.
They talked about that it wouldn't be a murder, but they'd have to change the whole name of the podcast and it would do something dumb like that.
Whoever changed the name of their podcast, God.
Yeah. Well, cat's about
Still a bit loud, Rich. Still a bit loud.
I literally have the chat on the screen. We don't.
Oh, you have to whisper.
No, you're gonna have to edit. You're gonna have to edit around this in the audio.
No, because from my side you're fine.
But the talking about it, because it's all fine and whatever.
No.
I also watched Percy Jackson and the Olympians, and that was actually pretty good. It was better than the movies version of it, I think. The special effects were decent for a TV show. You had some creatures that were not creatures and lightning and stuff. Lin-Manuel Miranda made a surprising cameo that I wasn't expecting, so I always enjoy that. And yeah, but it was certainly not like the worst thing ever, and it wasn't like too scary either. It's the underworld and it's quests and it's all of that, Greek mythology stuff. So it's at least a little bit scary. But no, I enjoyed that. I thought it was pretty fun. Let's see what else I have on my list. We watched Wonka. We finally saw Wonka.
And how was that?
It was so fun and charming, and I didn't want to think that this was going to be any good at all, and it was so good.
It's a
I went into it. Yeah, I went into it thinking it was going to be terrible.
Yeah.
And I came out thinking, wow, that was great.
He does a very good job reminding you of Gene Wilder without trying to be Gene Wilder.
Right. He's not doing a Gene Wilder impersonation. But have you also seen the meme with him side by side with Gonzo from A Muppet Christmas Carol?
Yes.
They have the exact same outfit.
Yes. I've been trying to remember that for months. Because I'd seen it when it first came out. Yes.
Hat. Right. He totally stole his look. But but yeah, it was very heartwarming. And MJ liked it as well. It was just it was the movie that we needed. Great movie. Not great at all movie was Aquaman. We finally saw Aquaman.
The first one or the most recent one?
The first one's good.
I don't know what Jason Momoa, what dirt he had on the executives or whoever had the money for this movie, because they let him do whatever he wanted.
And he
likes
did not
Guinness.
care.
He's sponsored by Guinness. He likes motorcycles. He likes speaking in Hawaiian, different languages. They let Jason Momoa write this whole damn movie. It was cool.
She says this, and then the credits go, and he's got a writing credit for
a writing credit.
I'm guessing.
They let him
I'm guessing he has a shirtless picture of him next to a shirtless picture of Hartley, and he's like, "You can only have one of these."
Yeah, that whole movie was just miserable.
There was
special
stuff
effects
in it,
were terrible.
Yeah, he just what he thinks is funny, just really, hey guys, it's me. He did that so many times. It was just
Between that and the things peeing on his face, it's like the baby peed in his mouth, ha ha ha, and then the baby peed in his mouth again, ha ha ha, and then Topo peed in his mouth, and at that point I'm like, okay, is this a thing? Is this a thing, Jason?
Right.
Is that why he and What's Her Bucket split?
Are we getting into Quentin Tarantino territory here?
That's only if somebody peed on the feet.
Somebody's feet were peed on, yeah.
So that was a couple of hours of my life that I will never have back, but it was, we didn't pay any money to see it, so there you go. And then, yeah, speaking of the one we would have more likely have seen playing Aquaman, Justin Hartley, we watched Tracker.
Tracker
So he has a new show that came on right
after the
after the
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl is when they premiered it, right? And this is what fans of Justin Hartley like Flynn and myself have needed and wanted because we didn't want to slog through This Is Us, all the campy, like melodrama for a chance that he could potentially be in an episode. No, this is him like going around to all these different towns and like rescuing people with his tracking ability. And he was shirtless within like 4 minutes
10
of the
minutes.
start of the show.
10 minutes.
And it was like,
but it was a very natural. It wasn't gratuitous, shirtless. It made sense in the context of what was happening.
Of course. Yeah,
right,
Jason Momoa peed
of
on him. Right.
Right. Okay. The character's name
Wait
is,
for it.
what is it? Colton?
Coulter.
Last name?
Coulter Shaw.
Coulter Shaw.
However,
Right?
this show is
Right.
based on a book, so you can't blame it's based on a book. So
Okay.
you got to blame the author.
That was made in the 80s?
I did not look up to see when that happened. I did not. But I mean, he makes his living for the reward money of like finding people, helping people, rescuing people. He calls himself a rewardist.
A rewardist. And he's a total himbo.
Absolutely he is. Why wouldn't he
Yeah.
be? He's Justin Hartley. Good
It's
God.
fun. He's
It
on
is.
camera a lot. His
Yep.
acting has gotten way better since
Much better.
first saw him back in the day. And
Hey,
Was it
remember Mercy
Smallville?
Reeve?
very fun.
He's grown since Mercy Reeve. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are highly enjoying.
This is
that.
not Smallville. You know, and
Yeah.
Hello.
like, the way his character talks to people, I enjoy the way he's keeping people calm and try to work through the situation and explaining to them what the percentages are if we do this now versus doing this other thing later. I find that to be somewhat interesting. It's not the kind of normal thing. This is a very rather cliched type of scenario, but that's not what you normally see in this.
Was that when he was shirtless?
He was shirtless after rescuing the woman at the beginning. He was shirtless when he woke up, when the phone rang and it woke him up because he was sleeping. Because of course he was shirtless. He was sleeping, and he was shirtless, when he banged the cop from town when he was rescuing the kid.
Naturally.
Mhm.
And you got to be shirtless for banging the cop. You got to be. So
Was she?
Yes, she was.
Yes, you know what? Yes, because
But not really. I mean, because it was like a network TV show,
it was that wonderful moment where the blanket on him is down right about the navel, but the blanket
It's that,
to her.
it's that Lego-shaped blanket.
And I don't know
from the
how to
movie.
read my blankets like that, but
They have them custom made for the movies.
Why do they keep gerrymandering those blankets?
the biggest compliment I can give this show is even if he was not starring in it, I would give this a few more episodes to see if it's good. Because this first episode, I was I was rather impressed with. But I don't know if someone else could do it. I don't know if someone else.
He would also have to be handsome. Whoever it is, it would have to be pretty handsome.
Okay, well, I mean, it's Justin Hartley.
Yeah. Okay, and last thing I have on my list is MJ was sick and Flynn took a sick day off with her, and she found this game show.
So wait. So we watch 2 different soccer matches. Mm-hmm. We then flip over to a basketball game, and at the end of it, at the bottom,
they love sports. She loves to watch sports.
Yeah, they promo a show. Go for it.
It's called The Floor.
The Floor
with Rob Lowe. Yes.
And it's this trivia competition game with the categories, and she loved that show. So
6 episodes available to stream.
Episodes.
And we watched all 6 episodes.
It's kind of a time-honored sick day tradition. You stay home and you watch game shows, and but it's a fun game. I like the format of it. There's a little bit of filler here and there, but not too bad. A little manufactured drama, the randomizer isn't random. Are you familiar with this? Have you heard of this at all?
Yeah,
have you heard of this game?
I have not heard.
I watched an episode yesterday or the day before, and I was just like, okay, there's no way that this is. Huh. Well,
So
that's clever how they do. All right.
Cool concept.
81 people on a floor. They all
It's
have
like a 9x9 board.
Yeah. Little squares, and each one of them have a category that they think they are the expert on. And the randomizer calls a person, and this person has to challenge someone that's next to their square. So you have to battle in someone else's category. You get 45 seconds. It's basically showing pictures. You got to answer. When I answer the question, my clock stops. Yours starts. If you have to pass, you lose 3 seconds. So whoever gets knocked out is out of the show forever. You get their square, and it keeps going.
And you inherit their
And you
whatever
inherit
their
their category.
expertise.
So
Yeah.
if my expertise was movie quotes and yours was freaking, I don't know, birds, and I managed to beat you in fruit or birds, now my goddamn expert category is fruit or bird. God, it's horrible. But I destroyed the movie quotes category. I destroyed sci-fi. I destroyed horror. I killed the book category. Yeah, man.
Anyway, so we were really enjoying that. We played that with her.
We watched the
and
most
it's
recent
really
episode
fun.
all together as a family. So there you go.
Together as a family.
Aw.
And I was proud of us. We did an hour of no technology at all. As a family, we all put our stuff on the charger. We turned off the TV and we played. What did we play? The big dice game or dice games or some kind of something or Math 24.
Yep.
There's this like math game that she likes to play, and we just played games for an entire hour with no devices, and it was pretty great.
Oh, and if you wanted to catch up on The Floor, it's all the episodes are available on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
And Rob Lowe is pretty good as a host. He's kind of
Oh, yeah.
charming, you know.
But he keeps saying OMG.
Yeah.
He's such a California dude. He just is.
Like, why are
He's
you
not from there, you know. He's
saying
from
that?
Ohio, but like, yeah.
Actually,
Somebody
how
said
old
something
is
about
Rob Lowe?
80s.
Does anybody know?
He's in his 50s. He's
Fi-
got to be in his 50s.
59.
I
Actually,
would say he's close to 60.
two days. In a month and 2 days. I don't know what month it
Wow.
is. Time has no meaning. It's a construct. Yeah, March 17th.
It's
He will
February.
be
It's the 15th.
60.
That's why all the candy was on sale. Come on.
Yes, I know.
Yeah,
hmm
half price
Wow.
chocolate.
dude. Right? Mm.
Okay.
So he
Are
looks
you-
pretty good for his age. He's definitely,
Yeah, he does.
you know, it's funny because I see him in the other roles too, but I more often see him as what do you call it, from Parks and Recreation?
Chris Traeger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was like the health nut guy. It's like, so because he still kind of looks like that. He wears his hair like that, and just sort of it wasn't that much of a caricature of who he actually is, and now he actually talks. So
He is literally just
Right.
as handsome.
right.
still.
He keeps saying that, and it's like I think they made his character say that because he says it in real life. So anyway, I'm sure I forgot something. I don't know, but that has been my geeky week.
Okay, I'll go next. Excuse me if I lose my voice. I haven't watched a lot of TV, but I've watched a lot of movies. So, quick rundown. I'm trying to watch all of the movies.
The Mistress, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to watch all the movies that have been nominated for Oscars. So I watched El Conde, which was nominated for Best Cinematography, and you'd think
Okay.
this would be right up my alley because it's a black and white film about a vampire, and it's beautiful to look at, but man, is it boring.
Oh,
And
wow.
I hated the twist ending. I hated the twist ending.
You
You
could
were the
say
vampire all along.
you could say it was
somebody
really
else was.
you could say it was really blah.
Blah. Yeah, it was very blah.
Was it blah blah blah?
Blah, blah,
And
blah,
you
blah,
guessed
blah.
the
Thank you for
twist-
not saying it sucked. Thank you.
and you guess the twist ending if you listen closely to the narration. So, and then I watched American Fiction, which is nominated for a couple acting Oscars and Best Picture. Stars Jeffrey Wright as a writer
Yeah.
who writes literary fiction and finds that he can sell a whole lot more books if he urbanizes his work.
Mm.
And
Okay.
it's very funny. I truly
Gentrification.
enjoyed this one. It's really, really good. I like the fact that
Is
his-
Tracy
the-
Ellis Ross in this as
Yes.
well, or who else?
yeah, she plays his
she's-
sister.
I like her a lot.
And he writes a book called My Pathology that he renames the word we can't say on the show right now.
Right.
Which word?
Oh.
and he just keeps that name and it starts winning awards with that name.
Oh my
It's a very
God.
funny picture. I highly enjoyed that one. And then I watched Zone of Interest, which is up for a couple nominations, and it's an incredibly good film that I will never ever 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 watch again.
Okay.
This
Oh,
is
wow.
about
One of those.
this is about World War II. It's about the commandant of Auschwitz. It's basically following his family during
Oh, with
everyday
their
life
garden.
in their garden.
was
Yeah,
yes,
their house, which is
I've heard
right
of
up
this.
against the camp.
Oh.
And you do
Sounds
not see anything
fun.
That, yeah,
No.
it's just truly fun. You don't see anything that happens in the camp, but you hear it.
It's there.
It would
the
be a great double
entire-
feature with The Day the Clown Died. Cry.
Man, just between that one and which is supposed to be released next year, I think, because
Look, don't tease me. I've wanted to see this movie for so long.
I can't wait to MST3K it. What?
Yeah, it's 25 or 26 where his will runs out and it goes public domain.
Yes.
So, but yeah, Zone of Interest is very, very good. But damn, I left the theater just so depressed.
Yeah.
It was,
I used to get her paid.
Yeah, it was kind of a miserable watch because all you hear is suffering.
You had the ultimate entertainment. You had Nazis.
Yeah.
Watch them get punched.
You don't get to
Watch
punch
them
them.
lose.
No. I mean, I suppose there's some consolation knowing that dude was hung after the end of the war, but no, watching the man
phrasing?
hanged. Sorry, hanged. He only did have 5 kids. Anyway. Okay. Anyway, then on brighter notes, I watched
Hey, Carol, I have 3, just so you know.
I watched a couple of found footage horror films that I kind of sort of liked. The Tunnel, which is an Australian film, was very good. The Outwaters is ever so close to being good, but is almost unwatchable.
Oh.
But it's low budget. I kind of recommend it just for the weirdness. But yeah, that one's more like cosmic horror. The Tunnel is straight creature in a tunnel. So, but both of those are okay. Then I watched
in a tunnel, yeah.
I watched The Apartment with Jack Lemmon and Shirley MacLaine. I had never seen this before.
That's nominated for an Oscar? What?
No, we're off the Oscars now. I watched
They did them with holograms.
It was nominated when it came out.
You've never seen this before?
I've never seen The Apartment.
Wow, what'd you think?
I actually liked it. I thought it was actually quite funny. I don't know why anyone would want to kill themselves over Fred McMurray, but
it was really weird that the sequel, Apartment Pupil, it just went in a different direction.
The Apartment.
Wow.
But, yeah, Fred McMurray was able to play real bastards in movies. All I know him from is My Three Sons, but you watch Double Indemnity in this one, and he's just a jerk.
He's a really good villain in a bunch of classic films.
Yeah. So that one was really good. I liked it. I do recommend that quite a bit. I watched a very strange little film called Strawberry Mansion that I actually recommend. This is on Prime. Very low budget. It's about sometime in the future where the government monitors your dreams and then they tax you for everything you use in your dreams. So if you dream yourself playing a violin, they tax you for the violin. And then on the sly, they're also selling ad space in your dreams. And this auditor
my money.
This auditor goes to this old woman's mansion, Strawberry Mansion, because she hasn't paid her dream tax in a very, very long time. And he has to audit all of her dreams. And it's kind of sort of a romance, kind of sort of sci-fi. It's very low budget, but it does well with the money it has. And I actually quite enjoyed it. Strawberry Mansion. It's on Prime. I liked it a lot. And then I watched on Max. I don't do true crime all that much anymore, but I watched. They called him Mostly Harmless, which is a documentary about these hikers that found a body in a tent on the Appalachian Trail, and the long time it took to identify this man, because he was only known as Mostly Harmless or Denim on the trail. It was the Vogons, wasn't it? It was, yeah. It was terrible poetry that killed him. But they took it's mostly about how hard it was to figure out who he was, even in this, because this was in 2020. Even now, it was difficult to find him. And then they were also interviewing the internet sleuths that were helping the police.
They just listened to their podcast, didn't they?
Yeah. For the podcast people, I'm using air quotes here. Helping the police. But yeah, that was actually quite interesting. Come to find out, the reason why nobody was looking for this man who disappeared was because he was an asshole.
Wow.
But yeah, that was quite interesting. And then I started a rewatch of Letterkenny, just because.
Nice.
Still haven't finished the last season yet.
Today I went on a Star Trek kick and watched the motion pictures Wrath of Khan, Search for Spock, and Voyage Home.
Nice.
So, So yeah, started
Trilogy.
quadrilogy.
Stop
I
before you
like
got to the good
motion
one.
picture.
Yeah, but it's its own story. Like 2, 3, and 4 have overall.
Yeah, they're all one kind of. Yeah, actually 5. No, 5 doesn't go into.
No, 5 doesn't do anything.
5 has a couple.
Even if it does take place in space, 5 doesn't do anything.
5 has the fan dance. Has the fan
Hold on,
dance.
no, it does, but I have to call out. Someone in this group enjoyed 5 more than 4.
Yeah, that is correct.
You didn't like
whale.
the whales?
No. Nope.
I'm like, after 2 crazy, dramatic, drama-filled movies, we got to go lighthearted with the crew in a time travel? Come on.
Now, Billy, I can't mute her for the rest of the recording, but I can at least get rid of her picture in the live stream. So if you want to go ahead and...
Well, I can mute her.
I will say
No.
Star Trek 5 is not my least favorite Star Trek film.
Interesting. Dare we ask and be further shocked and appalled?
No, because I'm actually going to do a recording this weekend ranking all of the Star Trek films.
We call that a teaser, kids.
Yeah. And I think I'll put this one up on the website for this month, but I think I may do it just for Patreons from that point on. So yeah.
So now, if you don't pay your cards right, you'll never know.
That's right. But yeah, I will put this one up on the website for free this month, though.
It's Galaxy Quest, isn't it?
I don't count that one, even though it is.
It totally is.
It is,
but yeah.
But no, it is not.
And they had better rock monsters than 5. Yes.
It was a rock
monster.
Let's do my geeky sweek, and I did get my retcon schedule because on our next broadcast I will be at retcon.
Yay! So, what is your retcon schedule? Like, what do you? When do people find you?
Yeah, we're actually doing a live version of Terrible Movies with Wonderful People.
Yay.
We did this last year. We did Giant Gila Monster last year. We're still determining which public domain film we're going to do, but it'll be fun. And then I'm doing a panel on 80s horror and this one time at con, which is a late night panel. And then
it is.
I'm on a couple more. I can't remember the other 2. They're like early Friday panels, so it's probably something like con etiquette or something. So but yeah, I'm looking forward to doing the live version of Terrible Movies with Wonderful People.
Nice.
All right.
This is kind of fun. Tell everybody we said hey.
Yeah.
You may actually see some of them. Depends on where I'm at.
Yay.
Go on live because we'll be at the hotel.
Sweet.
You are welcome to. You should have everybody on.
Yeah, do it. Make it happen.
So what you been doing, Geeky?
Well, actually, next week because we have guests, right?
We got guests.
So. Not next week.
Well, yeah, not next
2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks, yeah.
We potentially, everybody, we potentially have guests on the show in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. So my geeky squeak has been difficult. Basically, for those of you who don't know, I've just been signed out of Google, so it may take me a moment to get back to my notes. But
no, I'm pretty sure you remember this, though.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you remember this.
Yes, I have been having the joy of sleeping in a hotel for the past few days, and will be for the rest of the weekend because the sewer lines in the house decided to go. Yeah.
You just moved in.
Yeah. Basically, one of the commodes had an issue. I fixed it with my manliness, and then the problem moved elsewhere, and to where nothing worked anymore. And so, yeah, they're right now. There is a no, it's not poop boats. So right now, there is a big hole in the yard where the first people came out to check it, and they're quoting like $20,000 to run new lines and everything like that. And so waiting on some other folks and stuff like that. But the deciding factor as to which company we're going to go for is the one that lets me throw in a plastic skeleton to eventually be found by the next person who has to dig it up in 40 years.
That would be awesome. Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that.
It's all right. You know what? We're in a spot where fortunately we can handle it. The way that I view certain things that happen sometimes is that, whatever the cosmic spin a wheel that goes around, that somebody's got to have this problem. And you know what? It landed on somebody who could handle it both mentally, emotionally, and for the most part financially. And I'm glad it happened to me than somebody else. I'm in a position where it can survive, and it's not going to be as big of a hit as it would for other people. That's the best way to look at it, because otherwise it gets really difficult, you know.
Right, adults is hard. We just had to replace our whole HVAC.
Oof.
But thankfully we had the home warranty, so we only had to pay like a portion of it because of some specialized duct work. But still, it was like, hey, that thing would have been like $15,000.
Yeah,
that stuff ain't cheap. So I was able to finish up
to death, because who can afford that?
Was able to finish what was available for the Dragon Prince Mystery of Erebos, excuse me, on Netflix, which is that series that was made by the original Avatar crew. And again, it is so funny. I talked about it last show. It's really funny. It's really good. No. The Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, I see.
No, otherwise I would have said Fern Gully. But it is really, really good.
To piss you off, you know this, right?
Oh, I know. But one of the cool things that I got to do end of last week, I got to see Animaniacs in concert.
Whoa.
They came to where I live, and it had Rob Paulson, who, of course, yes, they came to my house. It was fantastic.
It was a private party.
Let me just say, Rob Paulson, amazing kisser.
What town you live in?
Good night, everybody. But so Rob Paulson, who played Pinky and Yakko, Maurice LaMarche, he was on stage for like 5 minutes out of the hour-and-a-half show. He was Brain, and of course the voice of Orson Welles in Ed Wood. And Randy Rogel, he was the composer and the reason why we had all the great songs to sing. And so they talked a little bit about behind the scenes stuff. They sang a lot of the songs, some alternate versions of the songs. It was a very vaudeville show, and it was fantastic. If you haven't seen Rob Paulson do it live, he can still remember all of the nations of the world.
Nice.
And then he can also do the updated version.
Right, because there's no Yugoslavia anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Or Czechoslovakia.
And it's amazing. No mistakes. He's out there, and he's in his 60s, I think.
That's a consummate professional right there.
Yes. And it was great because you get to hear Randy doing the voices that he can do. He wasn't the originator of the voices, but you heard him sing a little bit as Dot. Not quite as good as Tress MacNeille, but you knew it was Dot, and also a little bit of Wacko in there and stuff. So it was really good.
Brother and sisters, you know.
Well, exactly. But it was
simply wonderful.
But of course, voiced by Jess Harnell in the cartoon. But it was really awesome, and finding out some of the other stuff that they've done and worked on and collaborated. And so it was just an amazingly fun, good show. Oh, and I also watched Blue Beetle, which when I was done watching it, I didn't want to put anything else on because I wanted to keep that feeling of joy from what I had seen, because it was so much fun and good-hearted.
No, I've offered it a few times. It has been shot down every time.
Because
I thought I did want to watch it.
I too was skeptical. I wasn't sure, but let me tell you, it was
got, what do you call it, Manuel from
Manuel Noriega? No.
from
Cobra Kai.
Cobra Kai, yes. Cholo some or other. He's so good. He's so good. He is unbelievable in this show. There is a moment in there that just absolutely breaks your heart, and he is so good, and you're cheering for him the whole time. It was one of the best superhero movies I've seen in a while, where it's that total package of you feel hopeful, you feel worried about who's going to make it, who doesn't, and all of this stuff, and you just get sucked. It's just really, really good. And it was originally made for streaming, and then they just threw it in theaters. It wasn't promoted well. It didn't get the love that it should have, but it is really damn good.
Of course, it doesn't mean anything because DC has rewritten everything.
But he is going to be rolled into the new DCU.
Yeah, I think
they've said
I think
that.
he took they were supposed to do that to Jason Momoa, but I don't think they're going to anymore.
Probably not.
Aquaman Lost Kingdom is so
Depends on how the contracts and everything were, and it might just be that they realize they need to remove him as a writer. Get some other folks. But
that's not how you end your movie, Aquaman Last Kingdom. That's not how you end your film.
No.
So that has been my Geeky Week.
Cool. All right. So I've read a few more issues of the JLA versus Godzilla versus Kong. And apparently we have the Toy Man somehow has opened up rifts to worlds that have brought not just Godzilla, but of course other monsters to the DC universe that are all throughout, destroying and causing all kinds of crazy havoc. And if your miniseries is called JLA versus Godzilla versus Kong, I should not have to wait till issue 3 to get Kong. Okay?
Did you not see the Peter Jackson King Kong? Get to the freaking monkey!
Hey, look, y'all can hush. I love that movie.
Oh, no, so do I. But it's Peter Jackson. Way too damn long.
And I hate to break this to you, everybody, but Godzilla killed Superman. And I'm sure that lasts forever. Forever.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
There's no way that will ever be undone at all.
It's going to last as long as Bucky, I'm sure.
When would they ever, undo killing Superman? Who would do that? That's just not sense. Doesn't make sense.
How did he kill him?
Oh, the atomic breath thing. The atomic breath, like full blast, like dead on, pretty much, point blank kind of thing. Yeah.
Right in his balls. It was amazing. I can't believe they went there.
If only he had some kind of shield over him, like baby pee or something.
Where's Aquaman?
I have also watched the miniseries Archie, the Man Who Became Cary Grant. I'm a huge Cary Grant fan. Everybody, if you love movies, you kind of have to be a Cary Grant fan in my mind. You just have to. If you can possibly watch Arsenic and Old Lace and not just have the time of your freaking life, I mean, pretty much anytime that movie's on, I will tape it and watch it again. I will. Turn to classic movies. It's a couple times a year. Click, because I'm going to watch Arsenic and Old Lace yet again. But here's the thing. I really wasn't paying attention to like the opening, the credits and stuff because it's focusing what's going on. So it took me 3 episodes to realize who was playing Cary Grant. Jason Isaacs plays Cary Grant.
Oh wow!
And in a moment that to go back to a previous episode of ours, it's not till the 3rd episode where Cary Grant has his glasses off. Then I can see Jason Isaacs. But when the glasses are on, I can't see Jason Isaacs at all.
So you have a little bit more sympathy for
Lois Lane?
For Lois Lane, huh?
I do. Because when I saw that in 3, I was like, what? And I stopped and I went back and I looked at the poster and I'm like, that's not what? And I'm like, what? But then, okay, now here's extended scenes with glasses off. Oh, okay, I can kind of see him now. Okay, there's the makeup. That's cool.
Fun fact, Charles Nelson Riley also looks like Chris Isaacs without the or Jason Isaacs. He looks like Chris Isaac, which is really weird.
What a wicked shame.
I was trying to think of a Wicked Game pun, but I couldn't come up with it.
He also did a really good cover of I'm So Lonesome I Could Die that's on the Wild at Heart soundtrack. So there you go.
Charles Nelson Riley?
Yeah, Charles Nelson Riley killed that man. He just knocked it out. Now, you brought up a fantastic point about how I was watching this, like, I knew nothing about Cary Grant's childhood. And that man had a horrifically horrible childhood. And I did not know that. But in that day and age, we didn't know stuff about the famous people.
Right.
Yeah.
He didn't tweet about it?
No, we only knew what they wanted us to know, right? They had control over the information.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you basically knew what the studios wanted you to know.
Right.
And so, of course, Cary Grant's real name is Archie Leach, which, of course, back then could never have been a Hollywood name. It just was not ever going to work. And there was a character named Cary from something that he really, really liked, and they had to come up with a last name. So I don't know if this is true, but I hope it is. But the secretary at the big Hollywood office just has him pick up a phone book and just flip through, and he just randomly points and goes, Grant, Cary Grant. So
wow.
I hope that is true. I really do. And I also didn't know that he had a therapist and would trip balls. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he used to do LSD a lot with his therapist.
You know, and I'm like, how did I not know that? But apparently got Diane Cannon to do it one time, and that's a fantastic scene. Where I'm walking back here. If Carrie, if you need me, I'm back here. She's just, and then all of a sudden she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. I want this to stop. And then apparently the therapist gives her a sedative, and she sleeps for like 14 hours or something. So yeah, no, if you're a fan at all, by all means. Quantum Leap. This new Quantum Leap. I love this new Quantum Leap. And yes, if anybody out there is a small, pathetic man-child, yes, the new Quantum Leap is woke, and deal with it. Smart people are woke. Just effing deal with it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
But,
wasn't the original?
You know,
The original was pretty woke.
if you go back and look at, yeah, it really is. Yeah. All these, that's why I love you. You came up with a word to call it, but people pointing out that, hey, you know, there's differences in the world, and we should kind of be cool with that. And that's
rather be woke or asleep.
Right. It's not a new concept. It's not a new concept at all.
Is it only woke when he leaps into a woman's body?
He was in a woman's body 2 episodes ago, and had a fantastic moment where the sister.
I bet he did.
Well, no, the sister, the shirt rips, and there's 3 sisters. They're hunting treasure, which is fantastic. And the one sister's got bandages, but the sister doesn't have bandages because she's been injured. She has bandages because she's been binding. Because she's not exactly a woman, and she's not really exactly a man. And Ben explains this to her in such a fantastic way. Well, my friend, and talking about Ian, who's back at the thing watching this, weeping his eyes out. It's fantastic about how they like it's because binary. It's it's this or that, but it doesn't have to be. We can have a non-binary. In fact, so we don't do him or her. They prefer they or them, and it's just this wonderful stupid moment of look how easy it is to just have common decency and respect for people. How difficult! It's so fun.
We can't all be as masculine as a Tucker Carlson.
But if we could be as masculine as Justin Hartley, anyway. I've also played the demo for the new Mario Donkey Kong. If you had the 3DS, there was a wonderful little Mario Donkey Kong puzzle game, and this is just a new version of that. So if you know what that was, this is more of that, and it's fantastic. And, you've got, classic sworn enemies battling each other again, and who doesn't enjoy that? That's always good. Also...
And if you don't, Dr. Mario has some pills for you.
I'm going to describe this as best as I can, but sorry, podcast people, there's going to be some visuals here. I got in. It's finally happened, and they finally made it, and it's been shipped. The 15th anniversary collection of Sam, my Trick or Treat Kickstarter hardcover book, has come in, and it is fantastic.
Oh, sweet.
It is. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I mention that it's also comes with a slipcover?
Ooh.
Did I mention they sent me a little thing?
Oh, a little sticker.
A little lollipop-ish thing.
Lollipop sticker.
And this wonderful poster came along with it too.
Oh, very nice.
So yeah, I'm a big Kickstarter guy. Now that one didn't take as long as Claptrap, but it still took a while to happen. But it's finally happened as well. And I don't think currently I have any outstanding Kickstarters, so I'm gonna have to go look for some more. That's just how that works.
Or not.
And hopefully the slipcover can cover his stupid face. He never should have taken his mask off.
That, sir, is an absolute fair point.
This is the way.
Fair.
The wonderful Billy Flynn looks at what Chad and Abby are up to now. If you know what TV show they're on this week, you could win yourself a prize. It's your further adventures of Chad and Abby update.
Mr. Abe busts Chad for listening to the game in class, and Stefan is taking his new girl to the game this weekend, and Chad's like, well, fine, I'm just gonna be moving out. Fine, whatever. Then Chad's parents are like, look, we're not buying you a water gun, so he borrows some money from Mr. Abe, and then Chad stays up late watching yet another game, because that's all the hell these kids do, and he bombs the big test and has to beg Mr. Abe for a retake. Chad's got to work with Abby on a project, but gets his feeling hurt when he hears people making fun of him. Aw. Stefan is going to go see his favorite band, but is horrified to learn his mom is going to the same concert. Chad feels like he's swimming upstream. Stefan gets involved in that whole Trojan War thing, and Abby feels like she's in a boiling pot. Oh, the tribulations when youngster happens on Sphere. Juvenile runs globe and lad lights on Earth. Hashtag Chabby Forever. I gotta get better with the timing. I used to be really, really good with that, you know?
The mail's in.
Why, yes, there is some mail. Hi, geeks. I include some criticism, so you may want to read this one well before your next episode to decide what you want to read aloud in your show. So if I selectively edit on the fly, deal with it. I'm really glad your Disney experience wasn't the people pooping in line, of which I've heard. Does anyone ever heard of this?
I've heard.
Pooping in line? Okay.
I've heard.
Sounds like you got there super on the day. A very wise move. I can remember, back my family did that in the 70s. We got our hand stamps, drove maybe 20 minutes to where we were staying, had lunch, had a long nap, returned to Disney World, on sunset, no heat, no crowds, lights, fireworks, short lines. I'm glad Disney's figured out how to make even some of the waiting in line fun. A little bit. There's one thing about the way the podcast, even yours, do too much and too little for me. I know I'm special, but when a movie's title is only 3 syllables, saying that movie, you could say that less and the actual name of the movie more, and I would know what you were talking about. Okay, I'll have to remember that. We said Blue Beetle quite a few times, though, so go watch Blue Beetle. Blue Beetle apparently is a movie that should be watched by people who like Blue Beetle. And that was Rye Lane. Was that the name of the movie you were discussing? The one with Love Actually? I know I'm extra special. I need pointers. Even a split second pause before the media property title and after, blah, blah, blah. So basically imagine that you're selling the thing you're talking about because I'm boring. I've not been Disney in years. You're not boring. You want to know the stuff. I'm listening again to Carol talk about the 4 movies I saw this week. Migration was cool, but not as much as Godzilla -1. No, it wasn't. Killers of the Flower Moon. This is a service I've not heard of and would have missed hearing of it. T-tacking you? Landscape with Invisible Hand sounds fascinating. Okay, on Prime, Ryan Lane's number 4. So T-tacking you was me not understanding what Carol really said. Notice I said Carol's name and not she. Huh? Because might have got it mixed up with Rich. While I've been writing to you, Twitch TV's been running a Marx Brothers movie, which I would watch, but my friend Mark Geary is going to be running an online tabletop role-playing game, and I'm not going to be late. That's a good point. But also, I prefer to listen to you, so pat yourselves on the back. So everyone, back pass. Everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good job. Good job, all.
I didn't have a chance to finish when your episode finished, so I don't remember everything else. I remember you talked about the very recently late Peter Schickley. I miss him already because, yes, he attended a concert at VCU back in the 90s of music by PDQ Bach. Wonderful. What is that? Dika Newland whirled a vacuum cleaner hose over her head. Oh, that makes sense. Yeah. It was called the Lasso di Amore. It was mic'd well enough so we could hear it. I still have a poster printed on green paper of that concert. I'll see if I can take a picture for you. I don't know what happened to it. It used to be on my door somewhere. Hope it's safe somewhere. And with that, I'm done. Thanks for always being good company. Stay safe. That is from Bill. Well, Bill, you're more than welcome. And you're right. I don't think about it. We say a movie and then say that movie. You're right. We don't say the name of the movie repeatedly, and I will try to make an effort to remember to do that. So we'll see how that works. Hey, GRD. I thought I knew what it was, but Clap Grimmelkins confirmed it. Chad and Abby are on Thundercats. Have they been in other cartoons? I had to look up some of those plot threads that you mentioned, and yeah, you forget a ton of stuff from your childhood, man. Oh, waiting till they're going to be on Mask. That is from Trevor. Oh, yes, last time Chad and Abby were indeed on Thundercats. And no, every now and again we do put them in a cartoon. Once they were even in Thundar the Barbarian, which really threw a lot of people for a loop because that was one of the first cartoons we did, and everyone's trying to find a TV show with all this nonsensical crap that I'm saying, and it didn't make a lot of sense to people, so what are you going to do? So if you'd like to, please, by all means, drop us a note. It's podcast@geekradiodaily.com. You can send a voicemail, a text message. Please include your name. Just use the magic numbers of
510 GRD Crew.
What the is a camouflage?
That doesn't sound the way I think you wanted it to. That's kind of weird.
Hello, Christopher. What insanity are you up to today?
Oh, hey, Lydia. I'm downloading some movies.
What? People are always telling me that's illegal.
Not these. They're all public domain. Oh, look, Rescue from Gilligan's Island.
Well, let me see what you're doing. Oh, you're at archive.org. Well, they have thousands of films, TV shows, commercials, radio shows, and books available.
Yeah, but there are so many. I wish there's a podcast or something that would discuss these things. Give us an idea of what's worth the time.
Christopher, there is. We do one.
Oh, that's right. We host Orphan Entertainment. Once a month, we pick something and review and discuss it. That sure is nice of us.
Sure. Why don't you click over to Orphan Entertainment and remind yourself a little more about the show?
Oh, will do. Let's see, that's at orphanentertainment.com. And yeah, looks like we're available on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Oh, hey, can we review the Gilligan's Island movie someday?
We'll see, Christopher. We'll see.
Hello, this is Master Shake, the ruler of your face. Whenever I don't listen to podcasts, I'm sure it would be Geek Radio Daily. Put the geek in geek.
And that's not an easy thing to do. Not in the slightest. So, that's good stuff, don't you think?
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Geek News!
Look at the world from a geeky point of view.
So you guys may not be huge sports ball fans like myself, so you may not have watched the big game. It was a nail-biter where the San Francisco Aging Prospectors were beat by the Kansas City Indigenous Leadership, 22-25. Remember, folks, it's about the fundamentals. So if you didn't watch, you may have missed the awesome trailers that were scattered throughout the times when the teams walked around on the grass. First of all, we had A Quiet Place Day One. It's a prequel to a sequel to the Bird Box knockoff that was superior. Despicable Me 4, a quality ad for the Tic Tacs come to life, not seen since the 80s Saturday morning cartoon boom. The Fall Guy, still no word on if Lee Majors will sing the theme song. Kung Fu Panda 4, Poe must find and train his successor before he gets a Poe motion. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. If you want to find out about the behind the scenes, make sure you Google Hanging with Dr. Z on YouTube. You're welcome. Wicked. Cool. But what the hell happened to Ariana Grande's face?
She's white again.
If. It's happy, but weirder. Monkey Man. Guys, it's totally not John Wick starring Dave Patel. Inside Out 2. New feels. As if we need more. Deadpool and Wolverine, the only one we really care about. And of course, Twister. Zzz. That's right, Chad Radwell gets spun round, baby. Right round. Like a record, baby. Round, 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 round. And that's something I could listen to all night.
He's handsome enough. He could have been in Tracker, that guy from the Twisters movie.
Oh, he's a movie star now. I mean, Top Gun, this, come on now. He was in Scream Queens.
He was in Scream Queens.
Chad Radwell. What is his name? Powell? Glenn Powell. He'll always be Chad Radwell to me.
Yeah, he's Chad Radwell. He will never not be Chad Radwell. Never, ever, ever not be Chad Radwell.
Well, speaking of movie announcements, the Fantastic Four cast announcement is here, and it's truly fantastic. Pedro Pascal, Pedro Pascal, Vanessa Kirby, Ebon Moss-Bachrach, and Joseph Quinn, and even Herbie are here ready to make their Marvel debut. Well, technically speaking, it's not a debut for Ebon Moss-Bachrach because he was Micro in Punisher. 1961's Fantastic Four may have kicked off the Marvel Universe, but the Fantastic Four really aren't superheroes. They're explorers, they're scientists, and yes, they do fight supervillains such as Doctor Doom, but at their heart, the Fantastic Four is a family. So when Marvel officially announced the cast for the next year's Fantastic Four movie with a Twitter post, the good news isn't the cast. Pedro Pascal has long been rumored to play Mr. Fantastic Reed Richards, as has Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm Richards, aka Invisible Girl. Joseph Quinn as the Human Torch Johnny Storm, and Ebon Moss-Bachrach as Ben Grimm, Aunt Petunia's favorite nephew, the Thing. No, the big news here is that Marvel made the announcement in the form of a Valentine's Day card. Happy Valentine's Day, declares the banner above the team. Below the banner, we see Reed playfully dancing with Sue, Ben lounging on an easy chair, and Johnny smiling at his adoptive big brother. Even Herbie, the team's trust robot companion, is accounted for in the announcement. The Fantastic Four look happy, they look fun, and they look like a family. There's a huge change from the most recent version. That's a huge change from the most recent version of the team in the ill-fated 2015 Fantastic Four, or Fan Four Stick. That film took a body horror approach to the characters and made the team a bunch of dour backbiters doing the government black ops. Conversely, the two films directed by Tim Story did take the time for Reed and Sue's marriage and pranks between Johnny and Ben, but suffered from a sitcom feel that botched the fantastic part of the Fantastic Four. Thus far, only the unreleased Roger Corman-produced Fantastic Four movie from 1994 has nailed the family and adventure aspects of the team. Let that sink in, people. They have done wrong by the Fantastic Four for so long. The picture also hints at another major departure from past Fantastic Four movies, something that even the 94 film didn't attempt. From the jaunty Marvel Studios logo, the space-age Fantastic Four logo, the Madison Avenue sketch quality of the drawing, and everything about the image suggests that Fantastic Four will take place in the 1960s. Right. In fact, the magazine Ben is reading seems to be the December 13th, 1963 issue of Life magazine. So we think Marvel is trying to tell us something. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I mean, they had me with Pedro Pascal, but they got Cousin Richie from The Bear, and if you haven't watched The Bear, I highly, highly recommend it. And they got Eddie Munson from Stranger Things.
Exactly. So. Joseph Quinn, Eddie Munson, come on now.
Yes. So if he doesn't have a guitar solo, that'll be a disappointment.
I'm really excited for this now. And of course, fans are complaining.
Of course, that's what fans do. I mean, granted, I did kind of want John Krasinski in a
they're going to have him in an alternate timeline. You know, he's going to show up in an alternate.
But no, you absolutely nailed that one thing. For years, I have told people the best Fantastic Four movie is that Roger Corman one.
It looks like shit.
But it's the closest to the Fantastic Four that any of those movies ever got.
You know what? I would rather have Randall Park as Reed Richards. That's just
John
me, though.
Krasinski. Yeah. Wow. Good on you for not seeing Ray Dwight.
Good on you. Yeah.
Okay, is it my go?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right, that's what I thought. This is kind of crazy news, like not good news. Spotify is modifying its terms of service for audiobook right holders, and the changes could put authors in legal peril with narrators. This is kind of interesting. Basically, there's been a very recent significant change to Spotify's terms for audiobook publishers and rights holders that allow Spotify, listen to this, to reproduce, make available, perform and display, translate, modify, and create derivative works from audiobooks. Basically saying, like, you retain ownership of your user content, but in order for us to, provide the service to you that we do, we need a limited license for you to be able to do all this user content. You grant us a non-exclusive, transferable, sub-licensable, royalty-free, fully paid, irrevocable, worldwide license to reproduce all your stuff. Do whatever we want with it. Let AI write sequels to your work. There's no limit to this in what it says. I mean, like, it literally says you could do just about anything with their work.
This is the all your base are belong to us clause.
It is, and it's terrifying though, because in the days of AI, right, where you can feed a bunch of data in and it can actually, make a movie out of your book and pay you nothing for it. It's just another way. It's like we could have just thought of ways for AI to make all of our lives better, right? But instead, it just feels like let's use it to just rip each other off, and that just kind of sucks. So
in fairness, porn is the thing that identifies the technology. So I mean, if it's effing people, it's, kind of on par,
right? Anyway, so kind of crappy. Spotify, get yourself together and make a change to this.
Figure it out.
That's not great news.
Figure it out.
The writing's on the wall.
I guess if all the authors just pull their audiobooks off of Spotify, then that would do it too.
Gosh, anyway. If there was some patio book kind of place you could put those kind of things.
Is that still around?
Yeah. So the streaming wars are this ever-evolving thing, and because streaming is the future. For better, for worse, the media business continues to remake itself. Well, everything is trying to make itself Netflix now, because that's the only streaming thing making any money is Netflix. So traditional TV is becoming less and less and less part of our lives at all anymore. And now Disney, Fox, and Warner Brothers have announced that they're joining forces to launch a brand new sports streaming app that is expected to launch later this year. When it happens, it'll be one more nail in the coffin of TV as we used to know it, because new media is going in for the kill. But come on, really? I don't believe them. I mean, Amazon just put ads on Prime. That's TV. So while the service doesn't have a name yet, the three companies who are competitors in the streaming era recognize that with their powers combined, thank you, they could potentially become the new destination for sports fans in the U.S. It'll combine the sports-centric broadcast and cable networks owned by these companies, ESPN, ESPN2, ESPNU, SECN, ACCN, ESPN News, ABC, TNT, TBS, True TV, FS1, FS2, and BTN. Subscribers will have access to all of that and so much, much more. But what about the Ocho? Disney will still be allowed to pursue a standalone ESPN streaming service, which is currently expected to arrive in 2025. In short, sports will soon no longer at all be dependent on cable and over-the-air TV. And what happens when that time comes? It's gonna be a bad day for anyone with stock in a company that relies on traditional TV, but we might get rid of the FCC. They've made streaming the future, and they can't go back to TV as we know it. Streaming, like I said before, is not popular for anybody for Netflix, and that means that these companies are going to have to find ways to increase streaming revenue before it's too late. So sports fans are probably, no word yet, but probably going to be asked to shell out something like $40 or $50 for this streaming service, which apparently is going to be enough for people to bail on cable because, I don't know what cable sports costs you, but really? Okay, that sounds like a lot to me. So it's not going to air all its sports in one place. NBCU and CBS are sitting the whole thing out there. That's just, but still, it's an awful lot of games to be covered just by this one new streamer. Or you could realize that physical media is the only thing you need and just watch your Firefly DVDs all over again. Shiny. GRD. Licensed under the Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Non-Derivative Works, United States 3.0 license. Come check us out on Facebook and on Twitter and stop by the website at geekradiodaily.com. Of course, the voicemail, the text messaging, you can do that by sending the numbers to
510 GRD Crew.
So quick note, tomorrow night we're not doing Jackbox because I've got my once-a-month winery thing, but this Saturday we're playing poker, so come play poker with us.
Lose to me.
Mark will be spinning some tunes. It'll be a good time. You'll be glad. You'll be glad that you were there. And yes, if all goes well and according to plan, we'll have guests next time. We'll talk about it as we get closer because, sometimes things change. Sometimes they do. It's weird. Thanks for stopping by, folks.
Good night, everybody. God, these guys are such geek dumbasses. I know. That was lame.
All right. Take care now. Bye-bye then.
Oh, Eureka, look! Mr. Glee's retriever signal is coming in as planned.
The Batmobile!
Oh, yes, my sweets with Mr. Glee in the trunk. We'll give pursuit. We'll find the Batcave. Quick, to the Chuckmobile.
Right turn!
Strange, I don't see any road.
Well, I can't help that, Joker. The signal says right turn.
Oh, how humorous. Hold tight for the bouncy daisy. Look, we discovered the entrance to the Batcave. Get the gas grenades.
Roger.
Oh, we'll gas them out of the cave and get them when they come out. Woo-hoo-hoo! Death to the blundering bats! Tally-ho!
God, did he have fun?
Oh, he clearly did.
Insane.
You gotta lean in.
Lean on in. Or something, I don't know. I don't know what to make that there. But yeah. So that was that. Because his birthday. Did you know that this was also Chris Farley's birthday today?
I did not.
Crazy. So it was a tough battle. I couldn't decide which one of those two I wanted to go with tonight.
Well, guys, I hate to cut this short, but I've still got to drive to the hotel and it's late.
Thank you so much for still doing the show, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the thing. I come over in the morning, hang out with the boys, do the work day on the computer, and then I head over there after I feed them. For dinner time.
I'm used to being around shit, so I figured I'd stay here for you.
It's not like it's flowing in the house or nothing like that. It's just the water's turned off. So
Goodbye, too rich. Oh my god.
It's a poop monster.
Hey, is that a waterfall of Folgers? No, it's not.
Oh my god, gross.
So
I didn't say Swiss Miss.
So before we go, what we are going to do is we are actually going to go raid a friend of the show.
Yes.
unless something has happened that I don't know about, we are going to be rating the T Monster. That is T Morris. And he is working on a video because he has another thing besides all of the writing and stuff.
Wait. You're saying T Morris is somewhere right now talking about something?
I know.
That's weird.
You know what? And he's talking about ghost hunting. So those are things that won't run away from him.
Well,
yeah, both him and Rossi, they apparently the old spirits investigations. They ghost hunt.
Yeah.
Oh,
They've
that's
been
right.
to the Bird Theater. They go. Yeah, they go all over the
Mm-hmm.
place.
I did know that. That's right. I did know that. Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead and raid him as he talks about things that don't exist. So guys, thank you so much for tuning in today. But no, we adore T. We love T. Guys, thank you again so much for tuning in tonight. And don't forget, we'll be back in 2 weeks. We see you guys then.
Yeah. Can't stop it.
Good night.
So now here's all the bonus material. Wait, seriously? How far away is the hotel?
It's not far.
Jesus.
She's just like, fuck you guys, I'm out.
I'm done. You bitches said we're done. I'm done. Read my contract, bitches.
No, it's not far. It's just that I'm tired.
Okay, that's fair. I could imagine. I mean, the shit you've been through. I mean, I can do this all night, so you just tell me when to stop. I'm just saying.
Speaking of shit, I got tickets to see Madam Web.
All right, bye guys.
Saturdays.
And see, we might be going to see that tomorrow.
I love these guys, everybody. Geek Radio Daily, let's go. Let's go. Old friends of podcasting, dropping that raid like it's hot. Now, I gotta ask, Geek Radio, is this the wonderful Billy Flynn, or is this the Flintstress we're talking to? And hi, good to see you guys. Wow, it's nice. I've been thinking a lot about my podcasting roots and so on. Because hang on a minute. I'm here. Oh, it's Rich. It's Rich. How you doing there, Rich? Podcasting's Rich Sigfrid, everyone. Let's go. Let's freaking go.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
I've got my bell. I'm still rocking the bell, yo. And Rich, I want you to know, you are appearing in at least in a nod of season 3 in Old Spirits. You are going to be mentioned in one of our 5-minute paranormals. We are doing what you suggested, and we've already recorded Paranormal Terms 101. So yeah, that's happening. It's Flynn, Flintstress, Carol, and me. And PR, that's uh-oh. That's awesome.
You're waking up the baby.
I'm waking up the baby. Open the pram. I want to see the baby.
Look underneath your monitor. You can see the baby.
No, I can't see the baby. Instead, I look down and I see Benedict and he's pooping. Do you know, you have to work very